Welcome to the Aging Better podcast brought to you by Jazda Care. I'm your host, Evan, and in this podcast, we're looking at all things aging and especially living well.
My name's John Riley, and I'm an aged care physiotherapist, been working in the industry for over 30 years, and our podcast is all about longevity and quality of life.
So let's explore how we can age better together.
Welcome. We're back.
We're back, baby.
We're back.
We're back and we're bad. I love it.
We got some good news today.
Yes.
Around today's topic.
Yes. The good news is...
What is today's topic?
Today's topic is about bone density, or what's the big word for it? Osteoporosis.
Osteoporosis.
Is that there's you love your good word, multiple comorbidities and
absolutely,
like all these big words that you love sarcopenia, we talked about before, so osteoporosis. Wow. What's going on with that?
Let's break it down.
Break it down. I love it.
Osteo is a word that relates to bones or the skeleton.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty obvious. Osteopaths
out there. This Karate Kid theme, because remember they had those skeleton tracksuits when they chased him? Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, and great at Halloween.
Yeah.
A lot of bones come out at Halloween. You notice that?
Yeah,
it's all about bones.
I don't know why.
And I don't find them scary. But I'm a physio.
Yeah.
Porosis, becoming porous.
Okay.
So if you think
like
about
a sponge.
Think
Spongy
about
bones.
a sponge. Yeah. And there is a spongy component to bones. So bones have a harder outer shell, and then they have a spongy core in the middle. And both of those...
And then have the marrow, right?
The marrow, the marrow's within the sponge in the middle.
Yeah. And
both of those become, as you lose bone density, so osteoporosis, you're losing bone density, you're losing... One thing, example said, bones become rarefied. Rarefied. Ooh. I love that word. Rarefied.
That's like climbing a mountain. Rarefied air. That's the only time I can think of the word rarefied.
Yeah. There's less oxygen up there and less density in the bones. So less bone mass, less density, less strength, and it begins to not do its job. I mean, what do bones do? Let me ask you, what are bones for?
They keep you, they're your foundation, are they? They keep you upright. They keep you, they protect your organs.
That's it. Yeah, very good.
They're like the structure. They're the foundation that sort of keeps you together.
Frame.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's it. And with this reducing over time for various reasons we'll look at in a tick, you can start to see that frame begins to lose its ability to do its job.
Yeah.
And one of those jobs is to protect us in a fall or an issue. A problem comes along, a trip, a fall, a hazard, we trip over or something, and we normally fall down, we get back up again, and that's all good. But with the bones reducing in their ability to hold us together, snap, and that can turn into something. There's a stat here, and I find it very concerning, and it's important to know. Individuals over 70 years old who experience a hip fracture, which hip fractures are very common in the over 70s, the risk of death within 1 year is up to 25%.
Wow.
So a quarter of people, age 70 is not that old.
Yeah.
They could be 71 and have a fall, but because they've got this underlying weakness, they've got muscle weakness, we talked about last episode, and then they've also got this weakness in the bones. Up to a quarter will not live a year, which is just incredible. If you're over 80 and have a hip fracture, 33%, 1/3 of people will not live a year after that.
And that's a big reason that people get put into residential aged care.
Massive.
Yeah.
It's the number one reason people come into residential aged care, along with dementia, and usually a mix of both.
Yeah.
Poor mobility, falls, cognitive decline, those things happen together, and it's the number one reason they come into residential aged care, which I've been, as I say, I've been working in, for 33 years, and seen those changes over time. But The biggest thing that we see is people are living longer than ever before. So these things are becoming more and more prevalent.
Yeah.
And, these risks escalate with age as you go on. So very, very important to address these things.
So what causes it?
Well, very similar to our last episode. We are peaking in our bone strength and structure and density and everything somewhere between about 25 and 30. And after that,
I'm looking back to my glory days, like I was talking about getting back to my playing weight, but it's
it's a goal. It's good to have goals.
Yeah.
Sometimes they seem far away, don't they? But we can have short-term goals to move in that direction.
Nice.
That's a good thing as well. But something happens at that age of 30 where we're exercising less, our diet is not necessarily optimal, and life happens. We're super busy in our jobs and probably with family and a lot of other things, and diet and exercise gets put on the back burner, and we tend to start losing bone density. Now, a big difference between men and women.
Yeah.
When women are reaching that menopausal age, I've got some stats about that here. We're reaching the menopausal age, I think they say between about 40 and 55. Let me just find
because
that.
a lot of people, when I hear about osteoporosis, they pretty much say it's only a woman's problem, but it's not only a woman's problem.
It's not only a woman's problem, but it happens earlier in women and more severe. There's no doubt about it. So most women are entering menopause between the ages of 42 and 55. I've got here. Now, this is from an article off the Ortho Info website. Healthy Bones at Every Age is the article. We might put these in the thingy that people can click on and go and have a read, because they're very good reads. But we're breaking down, pulling out the best bits or the important bits. But the levels of estrogen drop dramatically during menopause. Women undergo rapid bone loss. It can happen really quite quickly. Now, here's another word that you might not be familiar with: osteopenia.
Oh, it's sarcopenia. Osteopenia. I like it. Poverty.
It is the step before a formal diagnosis of osteoporosis.
Okay.
So there's a certain amount of bone loss that has to happen, and risk and that sort of thing before you'll get a formal diagnosis of osteoporosis. And we've experienced this in our family. Oh, you've got osteopenia. You're a pre-osteoporotic. And again, good news. You can do stuff about it. You can improve it.
That's exactly where I was going, because we want to help people. What do we do? What do I do if I'm in the penia stage?
You're in the penia stage, and you don't want to get to the porosis stage. That's porous, that fibrous things just become not strong. Well, a look about men as well. People think, oh, well, it doesn't happen to men. Well, it definitely does happen to men, and especially over that. We keep saying this sort of magic number of 70, very significant as the age of 70 in terms of men.
We all just have something to look forward to, don't we?
Yeah,
it's great. I'm heading in that direction. I'm not there yet, but I'm heading there, and and I'm looking forward to it now. Thank you.
Well, the good things is that we can change our lifestyle, and we come back to those same two biggies of diet and exercise.
You're like a dog with a bone with that, aren't you?
Look, I don't think we can be told enough. I need to tell myself.
Yeah.
I'm here telling myself.
Yeah.
And having a good red hot shot at it, but particularly vitamin D and calcium.
Yeah.
So I've got some numbers here of this study. This study is called Muscle and Bone Mass Loss in the Elderly Population, Advances in Diagnosis and Treatment by Colin et al. I thought that was interesting. Put the semicolon in there. Yeah. But Colin was the lead guy in the study, Journal of Biomedical Science, published, I believe it was November 2018. So that bone mass loss is where osteopenia starts, but then osteoporosis is when it becomes a diagnosed condition. What to do? They're talking about under the age of 50, adults need an intake of 1,000 milligrams of calcium per day and 400 to 800 IUs of vitamin D daily. Adults age 50 and older, they need to up that. So from 1,000, they need to go to 1,200 milligrams of calcium per day. And from the 400 to 800, they need to go from 800 to 1,000 IUs of vitamin D per day.
So with calcium, milk isn't the only source, right? Like I remember when back in the days, the little kids, they used to give everyone milk, and it was
school.
like, trying to give you get you calciumed up,
Yeah.
But there are other sources, right? There are other ways
And the
you can get
milkman
it.
used to deliver the milk.
Mate, I saw some delivered today.
You saw milk delivered.
I was early. I was up early in the morning,
gone
and
full
someone
circle.
delivered it to the cafe across the road from my
Oh,
house,
well.
and there was like a milk crates.
Milk
even.
crates.
It was beautiful.
Love to sit on a milk
Yeah.
crate.
It's good for carrying your records around.
But it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But not to the home, right? You know,
No. It was to a restaurant, yeah.
And you'd leave your coins out there, and that's and then milk would sit in the sun, and the cream on the top, and the whole thing. Well, they do say dairy products is a very good and then probably the number one source of vitamin D and calcium, both. So low fat is probably better to go, or non-fat. Yogurt and cheese. Yep. These things are very good. I'm reading from that same article.
I heard some nuts and that are useful as well.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think there's a lot of good things, and I don't think it's hard to sort of Google up, how to increase my calcium intake. You can take supplements of calcium and vitamin D, but vitamin D is we get vitamin D. We produce vitamin D. We're vitamin D machines.
Nice.
As long as we get a bit of sunlight.
And that's one of the problems, isn't it?
It is one of the problems, particularly
with aging.
With aging, people stay inside. They don't get out as much.
So in a room with a nice window and that, is that helping? Or
that's helping.
You really got to get out in the sun.
Direct sunlight's better.
Yeah.
And for, measured, out in there roasting away for hours at a time. But this is a big thing in residential aged care these last few years, bringing people out into the sun. They have the gardens and things to do, activities out there, or they're having their coffee and tea, and they're doing that in the sunlight, which is the best way to do it, I think. But you can take vitamin D, you can take vitamin D supplements, and people in my family do that, and it's a good move, particularly if you're vitamin D deficient. But people take in sunlight in different ways with different amounts of melanin in the skin and stuff like that. If the skin is darker, if you've got more melanin in your skin, you need more sunlight. You need more vitamin D.
So you give us the two. There's diet and there's the exercise.
Well, that's diet, but our big world is exercise, being physio and in the active space and in therapy. Again, weight training. It turns up.
Wow.
It keeps turning up.
Wow.
Resistive weight training.
So it's good for muscles and for bones.
And for bones.
Yeah.
Mini tramp. Mini tramp's very good.
Nice.
To get that, you're loading. What are we doing to bones? We need to load them. And you think about a young person between the age of 12 and 22. They're probably out there playing some sport. They're on the field. They're doing things where they're loading their body. They're loading their bones. Yeah. And, when you go into space, when astronauts go into space, there's no load and they lose bone density at any age. They're up there at their age 30 or 40 or 50 or whatever. And when the early astronauts came back to Earth, I think the Russian cosmonauts, they just flopped like jelly. They couldn't stand. They had to be rehabbed. And so now they've got a bunch of different things that they do in space to load up. It's difficult, but it's doable. And what are we doing? If we're just lying back on the chair and sitting down for large amounts of time, it's like being on the International Space Station. You're just losing your bone density. So we need to load up. Weight training, walking, very important for bone density in middle age and older people.
So I read something about this as well, and they came up with a concept that I had never considered: dancing.
Dancing is turning up, my friend.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It is turning up. So good for so many reasons. Of course, there's rapid movements. You've got to, follow the pattern of the thing is very good cognitively. It's very good socially. Listening to music is always very good for the brain and, for well-being and health. But for bone density and muscle health, very good, very good. A lot of great dance programs are turning up in aged care facilities and in seniors groups and, community groups and stuff like that. Highly recommended.
And romantic.
Oh,
Valentine's
Day.
You never know. You might, Valentine's Day,
We're always there.
It's a great season to, go out and dance it up.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Absolutely. Get dressed up. Why not?
All right. What about medical treatments? Like, is there, medical things that people should consider or that they need to
Well,
think about?
I think I'd say that everyone is different. So, consult with your medical health professional, your doctors and your physios and your specialists and that sort of thing. Of course, there are a bunch of different medications that can help people at various stages of their condition. If they have a diagnosed condition of osteoporosis or if they're in that osteopenia world. And there is medications out there, but I think you'll find your specialist, your doctor, your orthopedic surgeon, these guys, and people are going to recommend diet and exercise.
Yeah.
Load up, and more than ever before, get into a gym program. I mean, you can buy weights and you can just have them lying around the house. That's what I do. I've had gym programs on and off over the years, but I have weights of different sizes and they're lying around the house, and you just go and do it regularly, certain points throughout the day. And it's just, it's regularity.
Yeah.
You do a gym program, you go for a while, and then it kind of fades off. You need motivation. Do it with someone. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
You can do it as a couple or as friends or that sort of thing. Meet someone there. It's an extra motivation to turn up. But I think having weights and resistance bands and things like that lying around at home is a good idea.
Fantastic. So, there's the okay, I have a problem, but there's also preventative,
Absolutely.
like as a physio. So,
And that's the good news.
Yeah.
At any age, it can improve.
Yeah.
We just need to be proactive. It's a mindset thing. It's a decision, and a motivation thing. Can be very hard to get motivated, but think of the alternative. Do we want to have trouble getting up off a seat, getting out of a bath, or these kind of things? Those things will become inevitable for most people if they're not proactive.
So start now.
That's it.
Don't wait.
Today's the day.
Diet, exercise, get it going, bit of resistance, book in a tennis court and go and have a game.
Yeah, pickleball.
Yeah. Come on.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
And why don't people tell us their experience in the comments?
Yeah.
That's what those comments are there for. Maybe you've had a hard road. Maybe you've had a tough path. Maybe you've got a certain condition. Let us know. We want to help out in any way. And you can help us by informing us of your situation. Or you've had a win. Perhaps you were sedentary, or you weren't exercising as much. Bone density and muscle loss, we're talking about muscle loss as well, happens when people have a fracture. They put a cast on, take the cast off, and the muscle's all gone and everything's just hard. And so they found that the inactivity after injury and due to disease is worse than the thing, worse than the fracture, and worse than the disease process in many different ways. So getting motivated to get up and get moving, we're here. This is what we're here to do.
That's it. So thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Again.
It's great to be here.
We got more fun facts. If you have ideas of things that you'd like us to talk about,
please
let us know. Put it in the chat. We would love to respond to different questions that people have. Getting more from your years of experience.
Thank you, and thank you for your time today. It's very
awesome.
Good. Well, that's a wrap for this episode of the Aging Better podcast. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, follow us, and share it with someone. I'm John Riley. Thank you.